Our lead story tonight is centred around mental health, as today is World Suicide Prevention Day. Figures show that Scotland has the highest suicide rate in Britain, as around 2 people take their own lives every single day. Ayrshire College are a local institution trying to help break the stigma surrounding mental health. Our reporter Brodie Gettins investigates.
In honour of World Suicide Prevention Day, UWS News visited Ayrshire College Ayr campus to talk to staff about the help they can offer students.
Okay, if we have any students that are struggling with their mental health issues, they can either self-refer or can be referred by a lecturer or support staff. They would come to Inclusive Learning and would have a needs assessment, what we call a needs assessment. And that gives us the opportunity to get to know the student and get to look at the difficulties they're having and how perhaps their condition is impacting on their learning.
All of us in student services are all assist trained, which is applied suicide intervention skills. So a lot of the time we are kind of meeting and supporting students when they are perhaps having suicidal thoughts.
We do have a large number of students, certainly this past year, with mental health issues. Our information is on the website. We do have leaflets as well, but if they don't know where we are, they can speak to their lecturer or perhaps come into student services.
With more on this important issue, Brodie now joins us in the studio.
Hi Brodie. So how has Scotland's suicide rate changed over the past few years?
So there has been a decrease in the number of probable suicides registered in Scotland from 2016, when there were 728 suicides. This is in comparison to the number last year, which was 680. Although this does sound like there is an improvement, the stats for male suicide rates in Scotland are actually increasing.
And so how successful are prevention initiatives like today? Do you really think they help people who need it?
Well, since the first suicide prevention strategy was introduced in 2002 by an organisation called Choose Life, there has been a 20% reduction in the number of people in Scotland who are taking their own life. So this is why it's important for emphasis to be put on awareness days like this, so that percentage of reductions can increase.
Thank you, Brodie.
In other news, a new campaign from Drink Aware Trust and Public Health England suggests that those over the age of 40 should have more drink-free days. Jamie Glover reports.
Public Health England, the Drink Aware Trust and the Alcohol Awareness Charity have launched a new campaign to cut drinking in the UK. The campaign, named Drink Free Days, is aimed specifically at the middle-aged to stop consecutive drinking days. We spoke to Gary Savage of Ayrshire Medical Services, who spoke about the ignorance towards the risks of drinking.
Unfortunately, people who get into middle age have been obviously that young person who think they're pretty invincible and can drink till there's no tomorrow. We had a gentleman who came to work 3 times over the drink drive limit, right, and just insisted that he felt fine, which I think really proves your point, that he didn't think there was anything wrong with drinking, obviously excessively. So no, people don't know the risks of alcohol, and people think, just associate people that drink a lot with having big beer bellies, and that's all the consequences. But people that are built even slight, they don't realise that alcohol can attack all your organs, predominantly your liver, and do you some severe damage unless you know when to stop. And that's the problem as well, people don't know when to stop.
Not everyone agrees. We spoke to Brooke, one of the locals, who spoke about the positive social effects of the pub.
Well, there is an element of people getting drunk and drink every day just to get drunk. There's a lot of social drinking as well. There's an interaction, you get in a pub to talk to people. So a lot of people would be sitting in the house otherwise. So they went to the pub and they were 2 pints, but they went to the pub because they went to so I believe that's a positive thing.
And in sport, Scotland get their UEFA Nations League campaign underway later on tonight as they face Albania at Hampden Park. Brian Gallagher has more.
The odds appear to be in Scotland's favour as they kick off their UEFA Nations League campaign tonight at home to Albania. However, questions still linger over the management team and the squad ahead of Alex McLeish's first competitive game in charge of the national team. I'm here in our town centre to gauge the public mood ahead of the clash. So Ian, what do you know about this, the Nations League that Scotland are beginning tonight?
Well, not a great deal, because Scotland have kind of fallen off the radar a wee bit with their past results, especially the losing 4 out of the last 5. Mr McLeish is not my favourite person. He didn't do that well the first time round. So.
Well, I'm just reading about it this morning, all the different leagues and formulas and an algebra sum. If they don't beat Albania tonight, they can not take part in the rest of the competition because they're hopeless. I'm backing them, mind you. I'm there as backing them, no the head.
McLeish, what do you think he needs to change to get the fans and the players?
I think he's probably his idea of having a young team, which is what he's got just now, is a good idea. But unfortunately, the infrastructure's not behind them in Scottish football just now. As an Ayr United fan, locally, they're doing well with young lads that they can pick up, but none of them will ever be international material. And the bigger clubs, if you want my opinion, the bigger clubs, the Rangers, the Celtics and whatnot, they don't do anything to help young football players come through.
So what do you think? Alex McLeish's first competitive game in charge, he's had 4 defeats out of 5 so far. How are you feeling about it?
He's not a good manager, no, isn't he a clue? Isn't he a clue?
So Ryan, what is the general feeling among Scotland's fans ahead of tonight's game?
Well, when this Nations League was announced about a year ago, there was a genuine kind of cautious optimism amongst the Scotland fans because it was another opportunity, a different way to qualify for a major tournament, which of course, needless to say, we haven't done in a long time. But in the last few weeks, that optimism's faded slightly. Alex McLeish's come in, he's lost 4 out of 5 games so far. They've all been friendlies. And however, if he can win tonight in his first competitive game back in charge, there's no reason why he can't continue to turn it around.
And so, what's the latest team news?
Well, in his press conference yesterday, McLeish hinted that he would be sticking with the same formation that started the 4-0 thumping by Belgium on Friday. Therefore, it'll probably be a three-man defence with Kieran Tierney starting in that three-man defence and Andy Robertson starting at wing-back, the new captain. He also hinted that Alan McGregor might start in goal instead of Craig Gordon. Lee Griffiths is back from an ankle injury and he's not ruled out further changes to the team.
And what about the opposition tonight?
Well, Albania have had a difficult couple of years since qualifying for the first major tournament back in 2016. They've replaced their manager. Christian Panucci has become the manager, best known as the man who scored a rather controversial goal which pretty much ended Alex McLeish's first tenure in charge of Scotland, so somewhat ironic there. But as a boost to Scotland, Albania are missing 2 of their best players, very experienced midfielder Odif Roche and their current top scorer Armando Sidiku. Albania did win their first game in the group, so they currently top it. However, Scotland are 18 places above them in the world rankings and will feel confident that they can get a result.
Thank you, Ryan.
That's all from us at UWS News.